Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Boter Plays Something. Tonight, we raise a glass to the happy couple, who we first met in Coffee Talk and helped through the trials and tribulations as they figured out how to fit into each other's lives. Now, at this very moment, they're on the way here to the cafe for a bit of an after-party in Coffee Talk 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly. We are so happy for our friends, and we wish them a long lifetime of dancing and singing together. I'm Boter. Let's play something. Monday, October 2nd, 2023. What day is Bailey's and Lua's wedding? Gobbly Labs shut down. Researcher to finally stop experiments after 1,304 incidents. Jeez. Users of Tomodachi's new stories feature It Needs a Longer Duration. The piece of halfling advice that's seared into my memory. Be a little bit of a hassle to coast with. You're fine, Misty. The podcast of the opera is there to blow your mind. Oh, jeez. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Hold on. Stories. No delivery today. Check this out. Your boy started a new podcast. Ooh. Got to post the trailer. I want to see the trailer. Down to Ride vlog. Okay, nice. I'm doing this on Brunch with Boter. I don't have the logo on here at all. It's just a palette swap. Check out my friend's new podcast. Nice. I gave what my computer did, but it literally muted you in the middle of talking. Sorry. So I drove him around while he was nursing his broken heart. I didn't really know why we were discussing... I really don't know why we were discussing my sad stories right now. Eyes on the happy couple. Aw. It wasn't sad so much as cute, though. But it's true that you and Mr. Bailey should be in the spotlight, Ms. Lua. Or just in the light. Sorry, trying to get to the switch. Ow. Oh, my apologies, Mr. Gala. You're literally solid like a wall. I'll take that as a compliment. Here we go. Oh, look at them! You all found your way to a seat. I'm impressed. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. BRB. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Had to get dressed up. This means the spoiler I accidentally posted was wrong or I interpreted it incorrectly. Now I need to go back up and see what that spoiler was. The invitation is meant for Hyde, as Gala is automatic +1, but what you don't know is that after receiving the invitation you will not see Hyde again. Interesting. I wonder if that is, like, if I had played things differently. Not sure. And that might have been if I had given it to Gala too early. Or if I had not done something right with Hyde. Who knows? Anyway, you all found your way to a seat. I'm impressed. And we've been here often enough that we know the place like the back of our hand. Maybe it just meant you won't see Hyde before the wedding, so you don't have the chance to give him the invite. Yeah, that could be it. Lua looks so great. And obviously, you know, wearing Bailey's jacket. That's what it means to have regulars, Boter. So it does. Now, shall we get the celebration started? Please, I'm so excited. That's adrenaline for you. Hang on to that feeling. Oh God, what was Hyde's voice? Something like this. You call it adrenaline, I call it deep, passionate, irresistible fascination for your husband. Wedding reception at the coffee shop. Hey, don't get cocky, Mr. Miller. Oh, you taking Lua's last name, Bailey's? No, we're keeping our last names. But I'll be Mr. Miller if it pleases Mrs. Miller. Anything to make you happy. Oh, you always make me melt. Disgusting. He said, wiping off his tears. How many times must I tell you? It was the City Hall flowers. They make my allergies flare up. Sure, let's go with that. This would be the perfect time for some drinks. Little nervous about the dark coffee on the white dress, but you know. And then we'll get her some sort of lighter colored drink. Anyway, your dress is gonna get messy by the end of the day. That's when you get it professionally cleaned and boxed up and thrown in a closet for a decade. Are we gonna be getting yours from your parents? We're gonna be getting your dress back from your parents at some point?
At some point.
Sorry. Wedding, they just came back from theirs, so it's on the topic.
Is that why you dressed up?
Yes. I need to go get dressed up. I'll say mess of the dress. I mean, our wedding was at a place that had like a lot of peacocks and stuff on the premises. Well, that meant that there was a lot of peacock poop on the premises, so I mean, stuff that needed to be cleaned off the dress. It's fine. I wouldn't say no to something hot for sure. And to something sweet. To something decadent and chocolatey. But let's keep it fresh. There's enough sweetness here to give me a sugar rush. So, in summary, sweet and chocolatey, but with some freshness to it, please, Boter. Okay, so, chocolatey. Sweet. Fresh. Or do we go mint and then a little bit of honey? Let's try that. Chocolate mint honey. Nope, that's not it. Let's try the chocolate honey mint. After midnight. This is inspired by a sweet evening treat. Hopefully the drink is to your liking. I love it. It's very unique and festive. Very comforting. Exactly what I had in mind. It's fine. High praise from Hyde. It's fine. A little bit of the sludge out of there. You know it. It tastes a bit British. You ever been on that side of the pond, Boter? I did a bit of traveling in my day. Maybe we ran into each other in the past. Maybe we did. Passing each other like two ships in the night before meeting at the mooring. Well, that's very lyrical. I blame the mood on you two. All I know about the UK is that British werewolf guy I met once. He went absolutely wild during Fury, but even then, he would beg the wall's pardon after putting his fist through it. That sounds about right. And I imagine you two became great friends. Nah, you know rude vampires are much more my type. Hey. Actually, no, I'm not offended. Rude vampire, and proud of it. That would look great on a t-shirt. Awesome idea, I'll consider it for a Christmas gift. Right, I guess we should raise a toast. Anyone want to make a speech? Someone? Boter, maybe? I don't think I'm the right person to give speeches. Oh, you definitely are. If you'd like to, we'd love to hear you. In that case, New Cannon, Barista, and Hyde did the nasty... Oh, come on, more like rigor mortis. Thank you for choosing to come to this cafe, Ms. Lua, Mr. Bailey's. And thank you for making us a true part of your lives. That's a shitty speech so far. Hear, hear. You'll always be part of our lives now, Boter. Absolutely. Short and to the point. Short and to the point. Good speech. Your turn, Hyde. Really? Well, fine. Thank you, Lua and Bailey's, for entertaining me and making me consider a counseling career, however briefly. You're a good bunch. That means a lot, Hyde. You've been a very good friend to us. Don't think we're forgetting about you, Gala. Speech time. Right. I don't know you as well as Boter, guys, and I haven't helped you nearly as much as Hyde did. But despite that, you've made me feel welcome. You've immediately made me feel a part of your family. May this warmth that you show others always reflect as joy in the family you're starting today. That is the best speech of the night. Like, that's an actual proper, like, toast. Mine was like, thanks for coming to the shop. Hyde's was, thanks for talking. Oh, Gala. Thanks, man. Really. To the happy couple. Oh, he even, like, ended it with, to the happy couple. That's the thing, like, so many people that do toasts at weddings. Like, at the end of a toast, best man, or maid of honor, or whatever. At the end, you raise your glass and say, to Mr. and Mrs., or to Mrs. and Mrs., or Mr. and Mrs., to the new couple, you know, to a life together. Here's to love, laughter, and happily ever after. Whatever. He ended his with a toast. Thank you. To the happy couple. Are your allergies troubling you again, Mr. Hyde? Complete Lua and Bailey's good story arc. Just married. Oh boy, I'm glad we're getting the good arcs. Boter, my dear Boter. Never think that you're out of reach of my retribution. I do apologize that we only serve soft drinks here. Some bubbles would have befitted the occasion. Oh, don't worry about it. As far as I'm concerned, it suits me just fine. Hot, love a good threat. Oh my god, more like rigor mortis. You want to have had relations with Hyde in the past? Also the future? Also right now, why not? Yeah, we're not really drinking booze these days. Oh? Speaking of starting a family. Just in case, you know. Oh. And I'm avoiding it in solidarity. Oh, that's nice, you guys. Rooting for you. Thanks, Gala. Just imagine. Little purple elves with horns running around everywhere. And thanks, I think, Hyde. I aim to please. Huh. Personally, I'm fine with soft drinks as well. Never liked the stronger stuff. He's not lying. Never saw him touch it. As for me, pulls out a flask the size of Montana. Is there any specific reason why not? I just don't like the taste. Never got used to it, never particularly tried to. People assume I like to drink, especially since I'm a big burly dude, I guess. But, nah. Assumptions like that are annoying to me. I like that you look at it just as a taste among others, Gala. Sometimes I want to taste wine, and sometimes I just want tomato juice. Definitely. Booze has just become this big social thing. But I, for one, wish there was a better range of soft drinks. I went to a very expensive restaurant a while ago. They had a soft drink pairing option. They imported some alcohol-free vermouth, homemade some fruit juice. It all tasted really nice and unique. But then they also had edible robots, and they made a miniature forest out of the vegetables and dark chocolate. Edible robots? What? We're gonna gloss over that, I guess. Well, when'd you go to a place like that? A while ago with my family. Back when we were still in touch. Bae. No, I'm okay, sweetie. Well, I make a mean cocktail. There's a hard version and a soft version. In the hard version, I use vodka. In the soft version, I don't use vodka. Fair enough. What else goes into it? A little bit of basil, some lemon juice, a pinch of salt, tonic water. Sounds like something I'd enjoy. Sounds like something I'd enjoy. Wait for it. And, of course, a big dollop of fresh blood. Here it comes. O-type preferably, universal donors, all that. Yuck. I think this is a joke? Hope this is a joke? And this is why he never gets invited to parties. What do you mean? I'm invited to all the parties. You were my +1. Thank you so much for being with us. Oh my god, Lua's voice is a lot breathier than that. Stop going to default female voice. Thank you so much for being with us, the three of you. Thank you for having us. It was fun to meet your friends from work, Baileys. And your sister, Lua. She's got a very strong character, I respect that. She's impossible, you mean? But I love her to bits. Yeah, she took a while to warm up to me at first. Oh, just a year or 3. She probably wanted to make sure you were right for her baby sister. Yeah, that was definitely the reason why. She always thinks of me as some sort of, softie that she needs to protect. Well, I mean, compared to her, Gala's a softie. I'd say Gala is a softie compared to many people. Fair enough. But yes, I think she could take him when he's under fury. If Boter ever moves out and I'm out of my specialty, I can ask for your sister's number, I guess. You would have to hurry, or you'll have to step over, your primary school friend Bailey's. What? I'm confused by that. Okay. You'll have to step over your primary school friend Bailey's. Marco? I thought I'd caught him staring at her. I bet they didn't leave it at staring. The two witnesses. Delightfully cliche, isn't it? It took me a bit to chart where the conversation was going and what he was meaning by that. Got there. You seem to be enjoying the gossip very much, Mr. Hyde. Of course I do. That's how I take my best pictures. Longing glances, touches filled with pent-up desire. Scorn dissimulated in a smirk. Dissimulated? Disseminated? Hopefully you've captured some pictures of our lovebirds too. Yeah, I really can't wait to see them. Well, that's the downside of film. I know. But it will be worth it, so I'm happy to be patient. Good girl. Careful she doesn't have a praise kink. Saying good girl like that, Hyde. Be very careful. I think some people watching might have just wobbled a little. In that case, I have a little reward for you. Oh my god. Be very careful, Hyde. My chat is about to blow up. Why would you say that? A perfect shot. Look at this, Bay. This is amazing. What a beautifully captured moment, Mr. Hyde. Truly, thank you again for doing this, Hyde. Don't mention it. I had an alright time doing it. You can keep this if you want. It's just a Polaroid, but... No, it's absolutely lovely. It looks so friendly and warm. Like the wedding we always really wanted to have. Yeah, once we sifted through the superfluous details. I love that you guys figured that out in the end. And I love this picture. Do you only have the one, Mr. Hyde? Why, Boter? You wanted to frame it and hang it on your wall? Actually, yeah, something like that. Good thing I saw that coming. If our newlyweds don't object, I have almost the exact same one here for you. No objections whatsoever. Yeah, I'd love that. It'd mean a lot to have a little memory of this day hanging around here. Thank you so much. No. Thank you. Yes, Boter. I'm not sure where we'd be without you. So I take it you've decided to embrace photography, Mr. Hyde. You could add it to your wall of customer accomplishments. Yup, all this! It would seem so. Ah, come on, tell him. Tell us what? Nothing's been confirmed yet. They're certainly not going back on it, and you aren't either, right? Of course not. Well then. Just tell them the story. It's obvious you're dying to. Don't have to ask me twice. Let's see. Okay, so that was just the brew pad thing after midnight. Boop. Done. Hyde's already agreed to shoot another wedding. They're a really sweet couple who's been coming to visit their kid at the hospital. Little Rose has been sick for a while. Doctors think she's going to get better eventually, but no one knows exactly when. So her parents have decided to get married in her room with her around. Oh, that's a lovely idea. I bet little Rose is thrilled. She is. An entire party next to her bed, can you imagine? Anyhow, they got to chatting with Hyde, and just like that, he promised to take their pictures pro bono. That's good of you, Mr. Hyde. It's nothing. I could use the experience so that I can milk my modeling ex-colleagues for their wedding pictures. Ha! Sounds like good social redistribution to me. Right? So does that mean you're sticking around Seattle for good, Hyde? I've got the house and I've got the job. And I've got my own pocket werewolf. So it sounds like I'll be staying here a little while. That's great to hear. Hyde Leibovitz, complete Hyde's good story arc. Oh, getting all the little achievements popping up. How's the house coming along? Taking ages, but it'll look good when it's finished. I'm having it redone from scratch, so it's a process. But as a vampire, my needs are a little particular. Fair enough. I think it's normal to be particular when it comes to your dream home, you know? What would a dream house look like for the two of you? We're not too sure yet. But we're not repeating the same mistakes. No endless Tomodachi scrolling to look at other people's homes. And no overspending or feeling inadequate on my side. My love. It's alright. Glad we talked it all through. Lua made me realize it's fine if I don't earn as much as she does. And if my family doesn't contribute anything. In fact, Lua's mom told me the same thing at the wedding. I didn't know you talked about it. Don't worry, it went really well. She said what mattered to her is that I make her daughter happy. Which is good, because that's what matters to me too. And a happy Lua is a Lua who powers through her job. Yeah, I really can't consider slowing down my career. Well, maybe a little. Yeah, when the time comes. But thing is, I don't mind slowing down my career. I've always been the one bringing up the kids topic. Not that I don't want them, but I was afraid of what it'd do to my work. That makes sense. Women are always expected to do more when it comes to child rearing. Well, not in our couple. We've decided that when we have kids, I'll be a stay-at-home dad. I'll still do some freelance work if and when I have time, not so much for the money as to keep my brain working. But I'll be taking care of the little ones and of our place. You know, I keep thinking how happy I am that I met you and married you. Not many men would have wanted that. You'd be surprised. Times are changing and so on. Times are making more room for people who follow their wishes. Yeah, yay, Baileys! I've known many men who'd have rather stayed at home with their children than go to work every day and almost never see them. You two just complement each other very well. Oh, that was not quite. You two complement each other very well. I needed to lower his register a little more. I think so too. Mr. Miller. Mrs. No. Using my family name on you feels wrong. They'd throw a fit if they heard you do that. Oh, they absolutely would. It's almost tempting. But none of that matters much anyway. As long as we're still Lua and Bailey's. This does feel like a final episode, though it leaves the Silver Amanda Men in Black arc open, so it's more like an Act 1 denouement. As long as we're still Lua and Bailey's. I wonder if they're planning a third game then, making a trilogy where they're going to wrap that up. I mean, I know that Silver and Amanda left town, so of course we're not going to get a resolution on that unless it's like a 2 weeks later postscript like there was in the first game. Alright, who left their phone on? Excuse me. Can I watch that? Why can't I watch that? It's a movie. Why can't I watch it? Sounds like Hyde has found a new way forward. He has, yeah. I'm really happy about that. When I first met him, I thought he was a bit mysterious. And honestly, a bit of a jerk. But he's really quite fragile, isn't he? Yeah, there's nothing more solid and more fragile than an immortal. Yeah, nothing screws with your head quite as much as having unlimited time. Even elves with their only longish lives have issues. I can imagine. Werewolves are somewhere between elves and humans, and we also struggle with that stuff. I guess the bottom line is, everyone gets bored and confused once in a while, right? And the longer you live, the more once in a whiles you get. That makes sense to me. Also, if it ends here, there's no Freya. I saw a spoiler that we do hear something from Freya at some point. I will say, though, I'm mighty happy he's sticking around. For all that he can be a difficult one, he also makes life a lot more interesting. And we just really get each other after all this time. You two know what I mean. Yeah, we really do. At this point, even when we need to take a bit of a time out, we can trust we'll always find our way back to each other. That's right. You know, he's got a way of finding good people. Hard, I mean. He liked Boter from the start. Not that I've ever disagreed, but he just really got you right away. He's been very kind to me, and perceptive about me as well. And I'm glad he befriended you two. This chat, right now, it's really good. You're alright too, Gala. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing more of you. Right back at you. Oh, listen to that. It's pouring rain again. It'd be really cold if I didn't have your jacket, Bae. But are you okay? Yeah, don't worry about me. I always worry about you. And I guess that's kind of my job now. Only if I get to worry about you, too. Hold on, are people going faster now that it's raining harder? Oh, that guy wasn't. I tell you, it's because Hyde and the barista did the nasty in the past time. No, stop it, more like rigor mortis. You guys are cute. Well, you know what's even better than worrying about each other? Not worrying about each other. Point taken. Rainy weddings are meant to be good luck anyway. I've always wondered where that came from. Sounds like lip service for the happy couple to avoid a meltdown if it rains, which must happen often enough. Really? So you don't know? Don't know what? Maybe it's just a thing among elves. Have you heard of it, Boter? You're referring to the Goddess's Tears legend? That's the one. Never heard of that. It's actually a whole epic in medieval elven poetry. But I can give you the short version. Go on, I'm curious. Alright then. A long time ago lived a powerful goddess. That goddess had many children, but of all of her children, one she liked best. They were the shyest and the quietest. When their siblings screamed for attention, they sat aside and played with clouds. When their siblings tormented each other, they silently looked at the stars. When their siblings ran away from the rain, they waited and watched the rain fall. The goddess thought, even if all my children desert me, this one will always be by my side. They're kind and gentle. They will love me and take care of me. She thought of the days ahead and smiled. But one day, as the young godlings sat on the edge of a cloud, pondering the world, a gust of wind blew on them, and they lost their balance. No. Don't worry, it's not a sad story. Really, it's a medieval story. I would expect it to be tragic. Alright then. Carried by the wind, they floated down to the ground, and immediately they were astonished. There were so many things around them that they'd never seen before. They were both delighted and lost. They stood rooted in place for many human eras, until a human found them there. Shall we call the godling Eon and the human Ray, just for clarity? That's gonna help for sure. I get lost without names. Alright, Eon and Ray it is. Ray walked up to Eon and, finding them stunned, guided them forward. They took them to their village and showed them how they lived their life. As the days passed by, Eon started talking to Ray. They discussed stars and planets, clouds and suns. They talked of harvests and of young children, famines and old men. They talked of time and of eternity. And as they looked into each other's eyes, they found both the briefest of moments and the longest era in there. That's how they knew they were in love. They decided to get married, but both of them wanted the assent of their family. Ray got it without any trouble. Their family was quite fond of Ian by then. But when Eon went to see their mother, the goddess... that old hag. Give her a chance, my love. She improves. But yeah, at first she wasn't thrilled.
In fact, she was outraged that her favorite child should be taken away from her. That reminds me of someone. I promise you she's a lot better than my mother. Anyway, she got really angry and she told Aeon, "Get married if you wish, but if you do get married, then you shall wither and die, just like your fiancé." Yuck. And to nobody's surprise at this point, Aeon said, "I'm alright with that. What's eternity if I can't have Rei by my side?" Down to get married they went. For many oddities, the goddess was angry and shouted. Then for many more hours, she was despondent and sulked. Then, finally, she turned an eye onto the ground to look at Aeon and Rei. They were in the field where Rei had first found Aeon. They wore garlands of flowers, and they were surrounded with people they loved. And for the first time, Aeon wasn't quiet at all. They were singing and dancing, their eyes sparkling, their hair floating on the wind. And the goddess saw that for the first time in an eternity, their child was happy. She regretted her bitter words then. But a goddess's word, once spoken, isn't easily broken. In sadness for her child's mortal days, she started crying. And one by one, her tears hit the earth in a thick cloud of rain. But instead of running from it, Aeon and Rei danced with it. And so the goddess said, "For each tear of mine that falls onto you, may you live another year. And even as your hair turns gray and your skin turns parched, may that year see you both dancing and singing, still in love with each other." And according to elves, that's how we came to be. But I think that's a bit far-fetched. My love, are you tearing up? It's nothing. You're just really beautiful sometimes. You're a born legend teller, Mr. Baileys. That was an astonishing rendition of that story. Yeah, that was epic. I'm not gonna look at Rain the same way now. It's just a silly legend. It's not silly at all. And you're right. The goddess is a lot better than your mother. Told you. My history with rain is a lot simpler. I just really love it when it rains outside and you're all warm indoors. Yeah, that's a very cozy feeling. My bedroom when I was a little girl was on the top floor, so I could hear the rain fall at night when I was in my bed. It was great. I wish we lived in a world where everyone had that. A place to be safe while the rain falls outside. For sure. Look, here's at least another someone who's safe from the rain right now. That is a very wet little guy. Aw, poor Gala, did he just shake rain all over you? Oh, poor Gala, did he just shake rain all over you? He did a little, but it's fine, he's a cute one. What's he doing here, though? Is he your cat, Boter? No, but he's been around a couple of times. I do remember seeing him a week or so ago. He's not any friendlier than he was then, although he's not especially aggressive either. Maybe he's adopting the place. Wouldn't be the first. That's pretty much how you got Hyde, too. Yeah. Now that's an apt comparison. It seems that he might be looking for something, though. Or someone. If that's the case, he hasn't found them yet. He came by another time a few days ago and was actually quite helpful, but he didn't look settled then either. And there he goes. Very mysterious. I wonder what that's all about. If that's something where if we get a bunch of drinks correct, then we get another scene with that. That happened in the first game. We went back and redid a few drinks on certain days. So we'll probably do the same here next week. What did I miss? A cat, apparently. Ah, yes, I saw it go. What was that about? We're not entirely sure. He's come by a handful of times, but he doesn't seem to stay very long or ask for anything. I was saying he might be looking for someone. Perhaps he is. Oh, perhaps he is. In many traditions, cats are depicted as having special foresight. Messengers between worlds, so to speak. He may know something that we don't, or see something we can't see. That's just what they want you to believe. Looking mysterious to get food and cuddles. Okay, Pupper. Getting all jealous of cats' methodology. The game makes me really miss gatherings. True. Well, like Rick and Mortis, maybe next time you're in town, instead of just like you coming over solo, I'll plan having a bunch of people over. We'll do gaming and stuff. That'd be a good time. Something to keep in mind for next time. I was saying, that reminds me of someone actually. We could gather. No comment. Anyhow, what was that call about? That was the interior designer about the house. For some reason, he needed to know the exact size of my turntable, as well as whether I wanted walnut or oak floors. I just want floors I can walk on. That's surprising. I thought you'd be more particular about decoration, Hyde. I am particular in the sense that I want it to look good. But he's got no clue what to do to get there. I mean, you've seen his car. It's not, peak design trends. That car served me right, thank you very much. I remember when a certain werewolf didn't want to drive me around. I shouldn't have brought that up. Truce! Why don't you help Hyde with the decorating then, Gala? Why indeed. My job, time, your job, time. I see. Everyone's a critic, but the truth is, Gala has no understanding of color, material, or shape. I'm a lazy interior designer at best, but Gala is an interior designer's waking nightmare. Not true, I just go for the functional things. That's what people say when they've got no taste. Yeah, maybe my taste in vampires is the problem here. I think your taste in vampires is your one saving grace. I'm gonna look for a bit. Sounds good, Missy. You guys sound like you're gonna be just fine. Indeed. Being like this all together when it's dark and damp, feeling good and safe and home, it's a pretty rare feeling in a kind of public place. I think the kinda is key here. As far as I can remember, this has never felt like a strange space to me. It's my space that I'm lucky enough to share with other people I like. I definitely feel the same way. Thanks for that, Butter. I'm glad that's how it feels to you. Our patrons' comfort has always been our priority. Goal very much achieved, then. And also, you all are alright. Sounds like everyone's gonna be busy with their own stuff for a while. But I can't wait to come back here and see your faces again. Whether in a week, a month, a year. I know it's gonna be a good time. Cheers to that. Hear, hear. You're all welcome anytime, separately or together. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you get up to. We'll definitely pop by and give you news. And to get Fury remedies. And to listen in on the drama. Can't wait to welcome you back. That's the game, right? Oh my god, it stopped raining for the first time in the entire game. I think the rain's over. And we've kept you up for a while already, Boter. Yeah, we should use the dry spell to get back home. Consider the night called. You go first, guys, or we'll be stepping on each other's toes. Alright. Good night, Boter. Good night. Good night, you two. Seattle without rain? I mean, for one day out of... What's this? Monday? For one day out of 2 weeks? Sure, we'll buy it. Let's go, darling. Let's. Good night, Boter. Thanks again for being with us. Tonight and on other nights. No, thank you for everything, truly. Have a good rest, Boter. Will do. Seattle without rain? Nonsense. It's like Dry-addle. You guys coming? Yeah, just hold the door for me a second longer. Hey, bye! Or Bait, what are you doing? I'm carrying you over the threshold, of course. That's on the way into the home, not the way out of the bar. I can do both. You're silly. Maybe, but I love you. I love you too. Bustling, busy, and abuzz. People whose thoughts I can hear almost as well as my own by now. Whose successes and failures matter to me as much as my own. I suppose that's what it feels like to have a chosen hive. Like, at this point, Boter, alien child, confirmed.